And we are live. So I think let's wait for one more minute before. We have,
Okay.
yeah. Let's wait for few participants to join.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Dennis in house. Thank you, Dennis, for joining us. And yeah, and we have Adam as well, and we have Rosaline. So I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So thank you everyone for tuning in. This session will be blast. You'll be learning about more in depth about content creation, technical writing, and whole bunch of awesome stuff. Yeah, let's wait for one more minute for few people to join in to our session. Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in to this session. We have whole bunch of stuff to cover in this particular session. We are joined by none other than that. We are joined by Uncle Big Bay. He is an expert content creator, technical writer, and his article is top notch. You should definitely check it out on Hasnode as well as on an Aviyel platform. His article is lengthy, but it's top notch. So you should definitely check him out. So Hacktoberfest, this is the episode second and day third of Hacktoberfest with Aviyel. So Hacktoberfest with Aviyel is more centered towards a non-code contribution and content creation in general. So we are advocating more about, we are helping the open source project to grow. So non-code, on Hacktoberfest with Aviyel, you can join in and do more stuff related to non-code contribution, content creation. So in this session, we are joined by Uncle Big Bay, and we'll be talking about more in depth about how he started his content creation journey, technical writing journey in depth. But before that, I have few stuff to discuss about Hacktoberfest and Hacktoberfest with Abir. So Hacktoberfest, if you have joined our previous sessions, our sessions with Insa and session with Muthu, you probably learned about basics of open source content creation and technical writing in general. But today in this session, you'll be learning more in depth on how Uncle Big Bay, our so he will be guiding you about how he creates his content and how he starts his content from absolute scratch and how he brew his content in general. So you'll be learning about a bunch of stuff in this session. So stay tuned till the end. Uh, so yeah, I would like to introduce you to Uncle Big Bay, our uh, I mean speaker. So can you introduce yourself, who you are and what you do?
Okay. Thank you so much, Pritam. Yeah, it's very nice to be here. My name is Uncle Big Bay, and I'm a customer success engineer at Hashnode, where I am responsible for providing support for our customers, both writers and readers. And I'm also responsible for writing documentations and also providing live support. And I've been writing articles, technical articles, and content creation for the past 2 years. And I also work as a software engineer instructor at Side Lab. Thank you.
Okay, that's an awesome. Okay, so how would you describe your content creation and technical writing journey so far?
Okay, I started technical writing. That would be like from 2020, after I finished a boot camp program at Side Lab, where I learned about front end development. So after then, I realized that I have to go back to school, so I couldn't take up on job offers that came my way then because I have to go back to school. So I was thinking that how what next? What's the next thing for me to do? How do I keep myself up to date with what I've learned? So I came across Ashnode, and then I said to myself, like, okay, let me document my journey here. Let me document everything I've actually learned for the past 6 months. Let me start writing about them. So by writing, I'll also refresh my memory with what I know. So I didn't know when I started writing. I didn't know what I was writing is referred to as technical writing. So that means like anybody can actually start with technical writing, right? Anybody can start with technical writing because when I started writing about concepts like JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about technical writing. And then as time goes on, I found myself to be among the top 50 Ashnote bloggers. And then we're being rewarded with $50 every month. So I think it happened for like 3 to 4 months. So for 4 months in a row, I was among the top 50 bloggers on Ashnote, and we were rewarded with $50. So that was one. That is at that point I realized that what I'm actually doing can actually like be a source of income. I didn't know I'm going. I could be like getting paid for writing. So as time goes on, I started getting writing gigs, invitations to come and write for a particular library, a particular topic, this particular concept. So and since then, I've been running my own personal blog, and then I've been writing for Aviyel, Image Kids. I've been writing at Frequent Camp as well, and then I write for Web3 Ashnode as well. So the journey started from not knowing that technical writing is what I've been writing to getting into it full time as a freelance technical writer.
So yeah, so you do really have lots of experience working on various different companies. So that's an awesome journey. So yeah, let's talk about your journey. So how do you manage to write your blogs as well as how do you do your job? I mean, how do you manage your blogs as well as how do you work as an customer success engineer? So how do you manage your time?
Okay, yeah, so that's a very popular question for me. And
Uh,
if I should get $1 every time I've been asked that question, I'll be rich by now. So people often ask me how I manage my time because I, apart from working at Ashnode, I also mentioned that I work at Tide Lab as a front-end instructor, where we teach people how to become a full stack developer, both front-end and back-end. And so the way I actually manage to keep up with this is scheduling. I know I have this to be done. So, and luckily for me, I since I've gotten into technical writing or being a software developer, I have been working remotely. So I don't go to physical office. So my work is very very flexible. So if I have anything to do at Ashnode, I just have to schedule it. So I'll know from this time to this time to this particular time I'm going to be working on Ashnode, and at this certain time, maybe during the day, I'll be working at Tide Lab as a front end instructor, teaching people how to write JavaScript and React.js. And maybe at night, I'll be writing a documentation. So there's a sacrifice there as well because I get and then I don't have weekend as well. So I think that's just what works for me, and it's something I actually enjoy. So it's not like maybe I'm getting I'm getting tired of it. It's something I really do enjoy, and I don't have any other job. So this is what I do. So it's really fun as well. Thank you.
Well, that's an awesome. So, what motivated you to create content? So, is there any motivation behind your content creation journey? And how did you start your content creation journey in general? So, can you describe a bit about that?
Okay, yeah, sure. So, like I said, when I got into technical writing, my main focus was to share my knowledge with people and to document what I have known. So, because I believe that if I can write it, that means I can do it again, right? So, and I love experimenting things. Coding is not really fun. I won't say like it's fun. It's not fun, but I just like experimenting things. Oh, this thing works. Okay, let me put it down. Let me put it down so that people also can see what I can do. But the main motivation there is like after when I was done with school and I was looking for a job, so I was applying for jobs. I was getting rejections, so I applied like let's say like 3 months. I was just getting rejected, and then I was like, okay, what other way can I do? If I am applying and I am being rejected, what if I sell myself and then they come to me? Okay. So what I started doing is like, okay, what I know that I'm going to be doing if I join this company. What if I do it on my own blog? What if I do it and I share it on LinkedIn so they will know that, oh, this is exactly what we want him to come and do in our company. So there's no need for you to even interview me because you've seen that, okay, I've built this project, I've written this article, and then already seen a sample. So there's no need for you to interview me. So and then I started writing consistently. I think in 2021, I wrote article. I usually publish like 2 articles in a day, 2 articles in a day, every single day. If you check my blog, you will see it. So, and one of the things that actually helped me with my technical writing journey is also Ash Note Challenge. So Arsenal challenge are like challenges that maybe you should write like crazy blogger now. You must write every day for 7 days, right? So these are the challenges that I also took that helped me because I want to have the badge on my blog. If you check my blog, you see it as well. So I really want to have this badge on my blog as well. So it serves as a motivation for me to keep on writing, and it helps my goal of selling myself so that people can actually recognize me and then notice me. So, and when I started doing this, I didn't get any traction. No likes. If I publish 2 articles in a day for 7 days, no likes, no comments. I shared it on Twitter as well. No likes, no comments. On LinkedIn, no likes, no comments. But at some point, I was like, wow, no comments. So who are the people that I actually want to prove to that I can write? So, but I have my own goal and I kept on doing it. I kept on doing it. And then I started getting tractions, 2 likes, 1 comment, 1 comment, 1 likes, 2 comments. So, and one thing that actually motivates me more at that point is when I publish an article and then I receive comments like, oh, I've been trying to understand this concept, but your article actually helps me. That gives me an assurance that okay, I am actually not static. I am actually moving, even if it is very very slow. I am still moving. So that gives me a morale to keep on doing what I'm doing. And then from there, people they see my consistency, and then they started supporting. I started getting feedback as well because it is very very important to follow feedback because you don't. I was writing what people don't want to read. That was why I was not getting traction. Then I realized people need this particular topic, and then I write it and I get the desired result. And trust me, up to this point, I I don't apply for jobs. I usually tell my students this: I don't apply for jobs because why will you interview me if I apply for jobs? Why? Because I'm already employed. I'm a technical writer. I'm a freelance technical writer. I also work as a software engineer. That's my goal to be self-employed, right? So after getting employed, for every of the gigs that I get, I don't apply to them because all the articles that are published serve as my CV to them because they know I can do it. So the key takeaway there is that always sell yourself. No matter what you are doing, put it out there because there are 10 million people that are doing the same thing that you are doing. So you just have to find a way to be unique. So that's what stood out for me in my own journey. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, you need to keep pushing yourself to the limit. I mean, it's awesome that
Exactly.
you posted 2 articles per day. That's insane. So how, I mean, 2 articles per day is insane amount of article. I mean, in 7 days you can put out around 14 articles. Wow,
Exactly.
that's really amazing. For the audience, if you are listening to this podcast, then keep pushing yourself. Even if you think, I mean, even if you think your article is a mediocre, try to I mean, audit yourself, try to fix it, and try to post it on various social media platforms, and try to give your content more visibility. Let's get back to you, Joni, as well. So, what
Okay.
motivation? Is there any motivation that you have to create any content? Yeah,
Okay. That's another popular question. So it's actually equivalent to like people usually ask me, how do you get topics? How do you write? So I think there is always a way around it. So firstly is there are a lot of products out there like open source projects. There are also like company projects as well, and there are also APIs, free APIs that you can build. So my plan is okay. Number one, if there maybe this today I might be interested in working with an API, so I'll just go online, look at the API that are common and the ones that are not common and the ones that are very, very useful. So I will just pick the one I'm looking for. And during my research, I might have come across another concept when I was doing research, or maybe there was a bug when I was writing this particular article. So I have to just write it down, like, okay, I will have to write about this error. I will have to write about this issue. So that is another topic. So I have two topics down. So again, when I'm building, maybe if, as a company where I work, maybe I'm building a feature, and then I feel like, okay, people can, maybe people don't know how to build this. I've not seen the article online. So I can just pick a topic to write about. And also, if you are a JavaScript developer, or you are a Go lang developer, or you are any programming language, you can just pick all the concepts in your programming language, or the way you are learning it. Maybe you are learning a particular concept today, write about it. If you solve the bug, write about it. These are where topics are coming from, right? And you can build a landing page, then tell people how you build a landing page. So that's basically how topics comes, and that's where the inspiration comes as well.
yeah, that's fine, sir. Fantastic. And one question we have from the audience that let's say I'm a beginner, so how would I improve my writing skills? So, is there any hack, tips, and tricks that you can provide us?
Um, or there's a roadmap that fits everyone, that works for everyone. Because I can't say you should keep on writing every single day, like write 2 articles every day. No, that's what works for me. Because there's also a disadvantage to it because you can burn out, right? So, but to improve your writing skills, number one thing is consistency. Consistency. Because when you write an article today and you don't get a traction, don't let it weigh you down, right? And if you are writing articles and then you are not getting feedback from people, and you need feedback, because that's one important thing. Number one is feedback. When you write an article, share it with people. Share it with people that you know, personal people. Share it to their DM. That okay, I just wrote this article. Uh, can you give me feedback on it? So someone will tell you, okay, the definition you use here is too complex. Can you break it down? Right? So for him to say the definition is complex, that means there are also 10 people out there that find the definition complex. So by the time you apply that into your next article, you are better at defining concepts. That's one. And another two is you should be a part of a community. You can be a part of a community like Aviyel where they have people that you can always, share your articles to, and they will give you feedback. So you can be a part of a community like technical writing WhatsApp group or Discord where they will give you like courses on how to write. And also, you can also learn by yourself by reading, because there's no how you don't read articles and then you want to write articles. So you must be able to like find time to read more. How are people writing their articles? what is the structure, what stood out for me in this article. It's just like finding an anonymous mentor. You like being an anonymous mentee to someone. They don't know you are actually the mentee, but you are using them as a mentor, right? Go to their blog, read, read very well. Okay, I like the way this article is being structured. I like this outline. Learn from every articles as well, because there are bad articles and there are good articles. You yourself, you know, okay, when I read this article, it is very, very complex. So I'm not going to apply it in my own article. And there are also technical writing courses out there. Google has a technical writing course, and Free Code Camp also has a technical writing course. So they are also free, so you can check them out if you want to take the course. And trust me, it is what class at content. So if you read them, it's really going to help you. But most importantly, you must be consistent. If you are getting traction, don't let it weigh you down. Consistency is the key. When I started as well, there's no like, there's no comment. So don't let it weigh you down. Consistency is just the key. Yeah.
That's a great input. I mean, keep your consistency. I mean, keep your article coming up. I mean, keep your consistency in your article, and get help from your community, and try to write more related towards, I mean, what you're experiencing, and
Exactly.
be more flexible.
Yes.
And yeah,
And you take
yeah.
feedback
So
from
yeah,
people. You ask for feedback as well.
yeah. Get feedback from people as well. Yeah, community plays more role. I mean, you can get lots of feedback from the community as well, and you can improve it more from the feedback alone. So yeah, that's the great input. So we'd like to hear, I mean, hear about your journey in tech. So what are the common mistakes that you made, and how did you bounce back and recovered from it?
Okay. So I think one of the I I'm trying to look for a mistake I made. So I think I think one of the mistake I made is always cutting myself short. Yes, because writing article is very easy for me, right? I think writing article is very easy for me, and then I feel like it is too easy for me to be paid that amount of money, right? When they give me this offer, okay, we want you to write this article, so how much are you going to take? So I always cut myself short, because by the time I now realized how much my colleague are actually collecting, like people that we are employed to do the same job are actually collecting, I realized that no, I really have to go and learn marketing. So you have to learn how to sell yourself, know your worth. So that's why you don't build things in isolation, or else you'll be cheating yourself, right? Now, and if you are telling your client a price that is actually below the standard, they will be like you don't know what you are doing, right? And they will also take advantage of you. So I think that was one of the things that I did wrongly, and I learned from it to never cut myself short and always aim for the maximum. So I think that's one of the mistake I made why I started as it in tech. Yeah,
Oh, so I mean, know your worth. So that's what you are trying to
exactly.
say. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did technical writing help you in your career, and some things that you consider when you are starting, when you have started your content writing journey?
Like I said earlier, technical writing has personally helped me to advertise myself to the world because if you check my Twitter, the first two, three things you see are the articles I've written or the related content. So you will not see anything different from what I do. So the more I share my content, the more awareness I'm creating for my own personal brand, right? So Uncle Big Bay has now become a name, like through content creation. Uncle Big Bay has now become a name that is around a community, right? And another thing that it has helped me is there are some articles that I've written for the past 2 years, and then when a potential recruiter reached out, they will be like, I saw this article and I love the way you break this concept down. Can you write for us? Right? I get this on Twitter, I get this on LinkedIn, I get this in my mail as well, even on WhatsApp. So what I learned from this is like sharing my content, putting myself out there has really helped me as a technical writer. And as a technical writer, I'm able to document my journey, and I'm also able to sell myself even before my recruiters get to me. It's just like you're putting your CV out there. It's just like someone was asking me of reason that why didn't I renew my portfolio domain, right? My normal portfolio, my software developer portfolio. I was like, I'm actually focusing on my blog more than my portfolio. And the reason is everybody knows my blog. I am not selling my portfolio. I can't go to Twitter and then say, okay, I added this section on my portfolio. I added a carousel on my portfolio, but rather I shared my blog. So personally, to me, my blog and my content creation has really helped me more than my portfolio. So I'm not saying portfolio is not good, but if you are a technical writer, there's a strategy that you can actually follow that your blog is more dynamic than your own portfolio because you have different content on your blog that you can always share, but your portfolio is always static. So I'm more of a blog person than creating my portfolio all the time. So and creating a blog has helped me to get more jobs, jobs offers, and then this is where I am. So yeah.
So yeah, that's a great input. I mean, creating an portfolio is an static, but pushing yourself and creating a content. I mean, it's an best way to sell yourself. Not only sell yourself, but best way to get uh, yourself a visibility towards the entire community. So yeah, that's a great input from your side. So could you tell us more about what are these challenges and challenges that you faced while creating content and while you, I mean, the entire journey in your take as well as content creation. So is there any challenges that you faced during your
Okay.
content
Uh,
journey and tech career
okay.
intake?
So some of the challenges I face, because if I say I don't face challenges, that's a big lie. That's a big lie. So most importantly, uh, the issue I faced was it has to do with where I live, because you have to be concerned about electricity. You have to be concerned about getting the petrol where there is no petrol even at the filling station. And there was nothing I could do just to wait till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. until the light is being restored. So I think that's one of the greatest challenges because when you are tired and then you don't have any other choice than to wake up 1 a.m. to work. And another challenge that I face is when I think one time that I actually faced a big challenge is when I burned out. I burned out for almost 3 months. I burnt out like for almost 3 months. I couldn't write. I couldn't face the system. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do any critical thinking on my head. Even if you give me anything like coding, coding requires your full attention. I couldn't focus. Just to put it that way, I couldn't focus. So what I learned from there is like you should always rest as well. Rest is important, though you might want to be hardworking, but resting is very very important. And I have learned from it. I do more of my exercising. I do my meditation. I read more, and then I spend time with my family because that's very very important. And one of the mistakes I made when I was when I was starting out is I sacrificed my friendships, my relationship with people as well because I always stay indoor coding. Relationships are very, very, very important, and I realized I lost a lot of friends. Though they are back now, and I'm happy because I don't know if I should go back. I won't actually change anything because if you don't focus on yourself, you will remain static. So friends will come and go, relationship will come and go. Though I'm not saying you should not focus on a relationship. So spending more time with my family is a mistake that I think I didn't balance, and I thank God I'm I'm able to get it balanced now. So I think that's just some of the challenges I face. Yeah.
awesome. Because human beings, we are an social animal, so we need to connect and socialize with more people. So yeah, that's a great input. I
Exactly.
mean, so yeah,
Exactly.
is there any advice for newbies who are starting their technical content creation journey or journey in tech in general? So is there any advice that you can give to the newbies?
Okay. Okay. I've already talked about consistency. So that's very, very important. You must be very, very consistent. And then number two thing I usually tell my people, my friends, my community is that you must always sell yourself. Sell yourself. Selling yourself is very important because if you know how to build anything, you know how to write articles, and nobody knows you, you are not going anywhere. That's the truth. You are not going anywhere. So if you can do something, let people know you can do it. You are not building that project for yourself. You are building it for people to see so that they can know your worth. And if they know your worth, they will definitely come to you and hire you. If you are looking for a job, the best way is for you to sell yourself. Put yourself out there. Don't stay indoor. Don't say you're an introvert. I'm also an introvert. Yeah, I'm an introvert. I don't go out. I don't. I think that's one of the reasons that I'm even more focused with content creation. So sell yourself. If you're an introvert in person, don't be an introvert online. Be an extrovert. Share your content. Nobody will. The most they can do is to just to abuse you, to just because there's an article. There are some articles that they will post and then they'll be like, oh, you shouldn't abuse this concept. You will learn from it. That's feedback. So don't be scared. I know there's fear in selling yourself because when you put the content out there and people are coming to tell you that what you did is not okay, you are take it as a feedback. I take it as a feedback. When you take it as a feedback, after posting again, you tag the person. How how about this? How about this article? Do you have any feedback for me? So you turn your enemies, people you think they are your enemies, turn them into your reviewers, your editors. That's what I do, right? And another thing is the journey is not easy. Tech is not easy. Technical writing is not easy. Having to come up with topic, having to write topic is not easy. So the journey is not easy, but always set your eyes on the goal. When you set your eyes on the goal, you always remember that this is the reason I started, right? So that's very, very important. So know your why before you even get started. And also be your own cheerleader. So it is very, very important because nobody will be there to cheer you up. Everyone is busy. Everyone is busy. You can Uncle Bay cannot. I usually tell my students, I tell them that Uncle Bay cannot be there for you. I can only teach you how to code, how to write JavaScript and React for 6 months. But after that 6 months, you will be alone. I'll focus on another set of people, teaching them how to code. So nobody will be there for you. So you just have to accept that truth that you are your own cheerleader. So if you can cheer yourself up when you have that burnout, you'll be able to, the reason you started will be able to give you morale to continue. So that's very, very important as well. So another thing is always show up. Always show up. So I mentioned that I burned out for 3 months. So burning out for 3 months doesn't stop me from publishing articles. I was, I was down to like 50% of my energy, but it doesn't stop me from writing small topics like what is HTML tags back to small topics that are very, very easy for me to write. I just want to keep on showing up every day. And funny enough, someone asked me this question on Twitter today. That's why I'm mentioning it. You must always show up. When you are sick, always show up. Even if it is just one line you will post on Twitter. JavaScript is a programming language. You mark that day that you showed up on that day. You don't have to write 2,000 words to show up. You can just write one word. JavaScript is annoying. Put something out there. Just put something out there, right? So always show up. That's very, very important as well. And again, traction doesn't matter. Tractions doesn't matter. Traction will come. Tractions will definitely, definitely come. And if you are bothered about tractions and then you quit, you will see people that didn't quit, people that continue, you will see them winning. And then you'll be like, if I didn't quit back then, I'll also be here. So don't ever quit. Doesn't matter. Your traction doesn't matter. Comment, like doesn't matter at first. They will surely come. So, and this traction brings us to the next point, which is the post you make today is your experience tomorrow. So like I said, my articles, all the contents I've created, they serve as a CV that my potential recruiters go to and see even before they come to my DM. So they already know what I can do. So the question they ask is, there was this particular potential recruiter that was asking me like, if you can start on Monday, we really want to have you on board. I said, no, it doesn't work that way. I'm also occupied. So I have to refer them. Jobs will come. So don't worry about you are broke now, you don't have jobs now. Put that post there. The post you made last year that doesn't get traction is part of the total article that you will be talking of in 5 years. Because now, if you write 20 articles last year and they don't have any traction, and this year they are celebrating 100 articles, those 20 articles that don't have traction, they are part of your previous experience. So these are the kind of things that you will always make reference to. So start building it now. The foundation might be rough, but if you train yourself to always show up, by the time you are used to it, you will get paid for doing something that is very, very easy for you. Something that is very, very easy for you. And another point is, there are a lot of things to learn. There are a lot of things to learn, and you will always learn if you don't quit. Because if you don't quit, challenges will come, and every challenge that you face, they will surely be resolved. And once it is resolved, you are learning from it as well. So you will get to know about different outlines. Like for instance, today makes it 11 months. 11 months that I joined Aviyel as a content creator as well. And this is the third time I'm coming to the live presentation here. So I'm really happy to be here. So you should always, you should be always ready to learn as well, because you will meet guidelines. The guidelines we are using at Ashnote is different from the one we are using at Avia, and they always have their own quality. They always have their own good quality, right? So you will learn different ones. So you are always learning from every experiences and challenges that you face as well. So my last point is like, you should create your own style. You should always create your own style. And the reason is like, if you read my own article, it should be different if you read Adam Good article. When I started, I was like, everybody is starting straight up. The article is boring. They are just writing articles. They are all serious. Like, coding should not be that serious. Let's make it fun. So I started my own introduction in my own article. If you check my previous article, you will see I always started with how hello guys, hello my friend on the internet, something like that. A very catchy sentence. So people always know me like, oh, that guy that usually greets people before reading the article. So you should create your own voice, your own style, so that this is just like you are creating your own brand, so that people will know you with your own brand. So it is very, very important as well. Create your own path. Your path is different from my own. My own path might be writing 2 articles in a day. Your own might be writing just 2 articles in a week, and it will work for you. So create your own path where you have your own plan, and then you follow it strictly. It will definitely work for you. Another person might not write 2 articles in a day like me, and they are even more successful. But always measure your own success and don't compare yourself with anyone. Don't compare yourself with anyone. There are a lot of people out there that are more successful, right? So if they are more successful than you, there's a high chance that they started before you. So if you don't look at the experience, like, okay, how many years experience do they have? You can see UncleBigBay now smiling, talking about technical article. There's a lot of work that has been put there. So it is all these points that you gather together and to get to where you want to be. And always remember, there's a lot of things to learn, and always have fun when you are on the journey as well. Thank you. So that would be all from me with my point.
Yeah, that's an awesome. I mean, keep pushing yourself, learn from other, don't fail. I mean, keep your content. Uh, keep your content posting.
Yeah,
Keep it consistent, and don't let others drag you down.
exactly.
And yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. I mean, thank you, Uncle Big Bay,
Yeah.
so joining us. One last question. There is one last question from my side. So, if I am a beginner, so let's say I have one topic in my mind. So, how? would you process? I mean, how do you even start your article from absolute scratch? Let's say you have one topic in your mind. So how do you proceed writing on that particular topic? So is there any guide that you can provide us?
Oh yeah, sure. I want to start. I have a topic from a client, and they want me to write about it. So there's a high chance that I've not actually written anything concerning the API or the concept. It might be
That's
something
an
new in React. It might be something new in JavaScript, or even Web3. Or let me use my Web3 journey for instance. Web3 is very new, so we don't have enough documentation out there. So what you can do is, firstly, search that particular topic online, right? So if they ask you to write about, let's say about JavaScript now, when you search JavaScript online, there will be some results, there will be some discussion concerning JavaScript, concerning that particular concept. So, and there are high chances that someone has actually written about this concept before. So when you now see a similar article online, you go through it. While you are reading, while reading that article, you should always have it in mind. Look for what is missing in that article. What is missing in that article? It could be like maybe they didn't talk about the asynchronous feature of JavaScript, or they didn't talk about the application of something of a concept in the article, or the way it was done was maybe they just explain all the concepts without providing a use case. Maybe you want to provide a use case in your own, or you want to add a screenshot of the result of the code and all. So when you've seen all the articles that have been written on this particular topic, and then you've jotted what you need, maybe the definition, the main concept, because you want to learn about what you want to write. You want to learn more about it. So after learning from it, you now write what you call an outline. So an outline is like a sketch of what your article is going to look like. So you start from the introduction, then all the headings that you want to write in the article, and then after covering all this, you want to come down to the conclusion or wrapping up. So the conclusion part of it. So you check your structure, the outline. So you can take a break, go like take a break for like 1 hour, 2 hours. It can be the second day. Come with a fresh eye, with a fresh mind. Then look at the outline again. Are you satisfied with it? If you are satisfied with it, then start with the introduction. So in the introduction, that is where you will tell your reader, like you will even tell yourself, like, okay, what do I want to do in this article? Do I want to explain to people in a very, very simple term? And who are the people I want to target? Are they beginners? Am I going to assume that they are not beginners, or I want to target the pros? So if you understand the people you want to target as well, it will help you to understand the kind of tone you will use. Then you, after concluding with the introduction, okay, in this article we are going to learn about Hacktoberfest and Aviyel and how to become a technical writer, right? So after then you want to pick the definition and all. So after writing all the outline, like providing content to the outline, you want to take another break to rest, come back to it with a fresh mind, then read what you've written. So while reading, you can read through. If everything makes sense to you, you can now come back to look for typos, typographical errors. So when you correct the typographical errors, you can now come back again to now expand the articles if you've not expanded enough, right? Maybe the definition, you just briefly talk about the concept like JavaScript is asynchronous, it has a callback function, it has all these concepts. So you want to pick all the terms that you've actually defined in the definition, then you want to explain them as well. So within the any concept you see like okay, they mentioned in one article and then they didn't explain properly, you want to explain it in your own as well. So this is basically how I go about my own writing. I go do my research, understand what I am expected to do, understand my target audience, then understand what I want to achieve at the end of this article. Will the user be able to build this and this with what they've learned in my article, or they will be able to understand the concept?
Yeah, that's a really awesome stuff. So first you need to outline your article and then take some break and figure out what kind of audience you are targeting for that particular content, and
Yeah.
then also take some break, and once that is done, then you fix out the entire stuff, structure your article, and create a awesome outline for that particular article, and then fix, once you are done with that, fix the typos, fix the grammatical issues, and fix any other stuff, and finally conclude it with an awesome conclusion. And yeah, that's a really
Yeah.
awesome input from you. So thank you very, very much for joining us into this
Yeah.
session. So Hacktoberfest, you are, I mean, it's a very honor to have you here. So we have, but before we go, we have few questions on Q&A section. So there is one question from uh, one person. Ikra Fidos. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Ikra Fidos. So, how do you involve in communities? So, is there any guide for that?
Okay. Okay. How do you involve in
Mm,
community? So I think that question is just like how do you belong to a community at first? You have to belong to a community. Uh, so firstly, I have my own community because I was a shy person. I was learning alone. Then I want to be talking to people. I want to know how Git work, how GitHub work, collaborations. So and this group has been in existence for like 3 years now. UncleBigBay and friends. So it's a community where we talk about coding, you solve, you post your bug, people help you out, right? So you can find a community like that where like there are many of them on WhatsApp, and then there are also many of them on Discord. And you can, and if you can't find like all these WhatsApp, Discord um, um, communities, you can find something like Aviyel community. You can find one like Ashnode community for technical writers. We have W3 School community as well. I am part of the pioneers as well at W3 School Discord server. So you can search online all these like Dojo blog. You can look for them as well, and then you can ask around. You can, if you post on Twitter like, okay, is there any WhatsApp or Discord community? We have Web3, we have JavaScript community. We have a lot of them. There are a lot of communities. You just have to find them. If you post on Twitter, like, okay, people should suggest for you, they will give you enough, more than what you need. So I think for you to be involved in communities, you must firstly find them. You have to belong to them before you can be involved in communities. Because if I'm not part of Avia, if they don't know me, if I've not written article for them, I won't be here, right? So you just have to find them, make yourself visible, right? Make yourself visible. So that would be my response to that.
So yeah, I hope you. I mean, I hope Ikra. I hope that answered your question. So yeah, make yourself more visible to the communities. I mean, yeah. So there is one another question from Adam as well. So what channel do you share your content on? LinkedIn, Twitter, and how do you share it? Via links or via threads?
Okay, so Twitter is not. I'm having. I usually have challenges with Twitter because when I was trying to do threads, it was not working for me, and because when I made threads, I was not getting much follower there, like on Twitter. So I know that's my weakness, right? That's my weakness, but I kept on posting. So I post on Twitter, I post on LinkedIn. I prefer LinkedIn more than Twitter because I get more people, experienced people sharing their thoughts also on my article. So I focus more where my strength is. So when you are posting as well, and then you realize that okay, you are not getting traction here, but you are getting traction on LinkedIn. Post, you post on LinkedIn, then you post on Twitter. So anyone that works for you, don't say because they are not getting traction on Twitter, because I've seen people quit LinkedIn. They stop posting to LinkedIn because they don't get any traction. But me, LinkedIn works best for me. So I share on LinkedIn and I also share on Twitter. So if you don't get any traction, just put it there. It will be your experience in the future, right? So share it anywhere on Discord, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, even on your WhatsApp. Put it on your WhatsApp status. Put it on your community's WhatsApp status. So if you are part of a community, you can also share their link. I think on Avia as well, if you write any article about a product, or about the concept, you can also share it there. So that's where you get feedback, and then people will start discovering your blog and your content. So yeah.
Exactly, you're right. So keep your content more visibility by posting on various social media platforms. And don't, I mean,
Exactly.
push yourself. Yeah. So yeah, I think Q&A, we have, the question is over, but I want a few questions in my mind as well. So why is your name Uncle Big?
Okay.
So yeah, why did you? Yeah. Mm,
Okay.
mm,
Okay. So people usually ask me this question. So so it started like my name is Adebayo,
mm.
right? For people that are Yoruba, they will know the meaning. Adebayo. So it's just like coming from a royal family. So the Ade is like crown. So Bayo is like joy. So the crown meets joy. So and automatically, if you are bearing Bayo, your name is Bay, Bay, Bay by default. So being Bay, I was a fat kid when I was small. I was very fat, very fat. So they now call me Big because I was fat, big. So they now call me Big Bay because my name is Bay and I am big. So they call me Big Bay. So I have some niece which I am their uncle, right? So out of respect, they now call me Uncle Big Bay. So uncle is from my niece out of respect. Big is because I was fat when I was small, and Bay is from my name Adebayo. So that's why people usually call me Uncle Big Bay, and that name has even shadowed my real name. So and I love it since then. So yeah, so that's where the name originated from, Uncle Big Bay.
Well, finally, we were able to, I mean, reveal the real reason behind the name of Uncle Big. Wow, really awesome. So yeah, one final question, and I want to end this stream. So how is your day in a life look
Okay.
like in on Hasnode as an community and customer success engineer? How is your day in a life look like?
Okay. So my day, let me say my day starts from 4 a.m. So because we work, my team work across the globe, like different companies, countries. So I start at 4 a.m. I will check the first thing I do is check my ticket. I'll check intercom. Do we have any support queries? Because we always want to answer our customers as soon as possible. So we are always targeting less than an hour to reply their messages. So I want to check that first. And after checking that, I will check my Discord too. And if I have any other work outside Ashnode, I will do that before 6 a.m. So at 6 a.m., I will jump back into my workspace because I have a different browser for my customer success role. And then I'll check the documentations, skip through, and then see if there's any adjustment. Look at screenshots. Can we replace this screenshot? Can we improve this screenshot? And if a customer is having any issue with any of our products, maybe using any of our products, I am always happy to help them, and I also jump on call with customers to walk them through. And also, I try to recreate bugs for our developers because, as also a software developer, when there's a bug on Ashnode that a particular user is facing, I will try to recreate it in a way that the developer will be able to easily understand. So my responsibility is just ensuring that all our customers are successful in whatever they do. If you want to write an article, it should be successful. If you want to work on a Teams blog, because we have a company blog version on Ashnode as well, where companies can post their articles. So if my responsibility is to onboard the team, the company, or a single user, a personal user from Ashnode as well. So I would do this till around 9 a.m. So at 9 a.m., I will jump on a call with my students. I work at Side Lab as an instructor, as a front-end instructor. So my class begins by 10, and I will just ensure that I'm available from 9 to 10. So jump on a call and like 12 or 1.
So if my after my class ends, I'll jump back to Ashnote because my work is very very flexible, and like our company policy is that you are a CEO, you are a CEO of your own department. So everyone is a CEO at Ashnote. So you take responsibility for everything you do. So just ensure that you do your best. So I jump back, attend to customers, ensure that they are very very successful and they are able to do whatever they want to do. And there is just supporting users, writing documentations, talking to my team on how we can improve our features as well. So from there, I can play with my family and then come back again to write code. I also have my personal project and a company I also work for where we write code. That's where I do my software engineering job. So um, so that's how it goes. Down to like 12 a.m. I sleep, wake up by 4 again, and then it happens. So everything is
Yeah,
steady.
that sounds very busy life. I mean, waking up at 4 sleeping up at 12 a.m. Wow. So, thank you. I mean, it's a really very busy journey. So yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Uncle Big Bay, for joining to this session and making even
thank you for
yeah.
having me.
Thank you. I mean, giving a light to this Hacktoberfest event. Thank you so much for joining us and helping us, our audience who are starting their journey in technical content creation. And yeah, thank you. So yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
are ready to end this session. But before we end this session, I would like to describe a bit about Hacktoberfest with Aviyel and what we have planned in a very brief manner. So today we are joined by Uncle Big Bay. So tomorrow we have Karthik Rawat joining us in this exact time. And day after tomorrow we are joined by Pradumna. So stay tuned to learn about their journey in open source and content creation in general. So yeah, thank you, thank you for joining us today and giving a light to this Hacktoberfest with Aviyel. So yeah, by that I would like to end this session. So yeah, there is no any Q&A. There is no any questions. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you very, very much for tuning with us. And yeah,